Max, what are you doing, dog? Huh? You just go everywhere, don't you? Well, today we are here for... This guy got wrote up on a DOT for a headlight. Said that he had the reflectors on the back, you know, the upside down L. Looks like that one side came off, so they wrote him up for that. Heaven forbid. And then chafing down to the core. So I'm guessing that, I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's what we're talking about right there. Let's see if we can put a light on it. Yeah. So I don't have a, I'm not going to replace that whole airline. What I will do is cut that off, or cut that out, and I think I got a mender I can put on that. That'll work just fine. So, yeah, I'll just probably put a mender in there. I think I've got one on the truck that'll work for that, so. Anyway, just another day in paradise. So, a fairly common thing is that the low beam, or the high beams don't work and the low beams do. That's all that anybody ever seems to check. I don't know which one of these are high beam and low beam, and this is all rigged up. These aren't that, whatever piece. I'm going to say that's probably not, because I'm going to look at the other side. Yeah, maybe it is. I thought maybe it was a rigged up deal. I don't know which one's high beam and which one's low beam. Let's see. Looks like the high beam is going to be the top one, and low beam's on right now, so I don't know if it's going to be the bulb. That is a 9006. Let me go see what I got in my bag of tricks. A 9006 and a bag of tricks. Alrighty then. What do we got here? Anything? I can't see. I don't think so. I may or may not have one. I don't know. I don't know if it's the electrical part of it or if it's the bulb itself. I don't know. Try to carry every little bit of thing, but it's almost impossible to figure out what all you're going to need. Let me go see if I fiddle around with a plug. Suppose if I had to, I could put something different. Now let me look and see what we got. Sometimes if you just play around with it, you might try to do something. This could prove to be a challenge. Let me go turn it on. Sometimes it's just a simple little connection in there. Wiggle it just a little bit. Try to find out if it's the bulb or if it's a bad connection or what's going on here. Come on, baby. Let me put this knife down before I end up killing somebody or stabbing myself. Aren't you coming out of there? Okay. shape. It's not broken in there. Probably going to be a wiring issue, most likely. Almost seems like what I got on the truck would probably work, even though it's not the right deal. Let me go look and compare them, I guess. Let's see here. Damn near. Not quite, but damn near. Yeah, not even close. But, to be honest with you, I don't see anything wrong with that light. All the components are there, so I'm betting it's an electrical issue. Suppose I could break out the multimeter. Right, or am I wrong? Seems like it's alright. I could go plug it into the other side if I really wanted to. Just for verification. But if I can get it to flicker somewhere down here. Ugh, I hate even thinking about what it could be. You know, and people wonder why their labor rates are so high. Well, how come it costs so much to fix that? Well, if you do half-ass shit, this is what happens. If you let guys do that stuff to you, this is exactly what happens. I didn't realize I was so zoomed in like that. Yep, that's what it is, see it? Oh, just unplugged the damn thing. Look at that shit. Well, that makes it a little easier. It's just a broken wire over there. If you look, when I move this, I just had it. See how that light comes on? So, I guess I'm going to have to tear into that damn thing, which I didn't want to do, but I guess I'm going to have to. So, we know the bulb's good. So. Let me dig into this back here and get rid of that. I don't know what that goes to. As soon as I seen that, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a wreck. See, it pushed out of here. All of them are pretty much pushed out. Let me see if I can undo that. have something that'll release that, I think. So I might be able to back it out of there and put a new connection on there, I guess. Way up in here. All kinds of goodness in there. Well, like I said, I had to start recording on my phone because my battery died on the other camera, so anyway, there's our bad guy. So what I might be able to do, I think I've got a thing to pull that that deal in there, or at least push it out. Let me see if I can. So when you start dilly-dallying around with this crap, then you got other shit that comes unplugged, so it turns into a fucking nightmare quick. Almost got that sucker pushed out of there. Jacking with shit that wasn't even messed up, but just because of what happened, I'm half tempted just to wire this shit direct. Which if I can't do anything about this, that's what's gonna happen. I'll take all this shit apart and wire it all direct. And say the hell with that. Which might just happen just because I'll be here all fucking day trying to deal with this shit. They spend money on fixing this, and then it doesn't work here in the next day or two after it bounces around, they're going to be pissed. So I don't deal with that. I just soon fix it right. So if we have to wire it direct, that's what we're going to do. Which might just happen, because that is going to be a total cluster. By the time you're done with all this, be doing it anyway. I wish I could get those out of there. Then I could just make it, but I can't. I've got these little bundles. I got 2 or 3 of them. And they just have a whole bunch of different, bits and pieces. Sometimes you can find the right one, and sometimes you can't. If I could just get it out of there. The trick is trying to get the damn thing out. There's a little tab that holds that thing in there. These are just a little bitty metal tab, and it'll be turned around the other way, like backwards, and that's kind of what locks it in place. If you can get past that or release it, then typically you're all right. It'll come out pretty easy. But so I'm not really a great electrician, but I do my best. these damn things out of here. Let me cut some of this tape out of here. Not cutting too much stuff. This is all kinds of a mess here. Look at that. Just all kinds of juicy. All kinds of goodness. Yeah, I'm sure that Freightliner's probably got a specialty tool for that, but I can just find that tab. Shows come right on out of there. Let's see, we come right on up through the middle on that one. Just like I said, that little tab is what's holding it in there. Probably have some of these on the truck. I bet the tab is going to be right down in here. It's just a little key that holds that sucker in there. All that is. That's what I'm talking about. Now shit's starting to pop out everywhere. Oh man. I need to just wire this thing direct and be done with it. Or at least finding what these wires are. And now we got all of them popping out of there. Like all that's just going to power all this stuff right here. You got marker lights, etc. Headlight, high beam, low beam. So nothing real spectacular. This didn't even work to begin with. It might, but so of course none of them are color coded. You have to figure this shit out. So I think in the end we're just saying, I mean, how easy that shit just comes out. If you were to get in here and this customer go down the road in a week or so and shit stops working, they're going to be pissed because they paid money to have you come out here. So this is why I just, sometimes it's a decision of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. So we're just going to wire it direct because that's just going to be a mess. Sometimes decisions are tough to make, but there ain't nothing open and they got to work tomorrow, so guess what? Because I'd rather have them pay money for a repair and they don't have to talk about it again, or you know, they can go on to something else, because there's always going to be something else. So I'll dig out my multimeter and see what's what in here. We'll do testing first and then we'll clean this up a little bit so there's not double repairs there, or double wiring. One thing I don't like is callbacks. Especially after they paid money to have you come out and fix it, and then they have to have you come out and work on the same shit. That's just not the way I want to do it. So I'd rather do this It ain't gonna be the first one I've done like this. Plenty of hood opening area. So we're going to boot butt connectors all the way up. Time I've done this, like I did one on a 680 here a while back, that the fitting for that thing was, he didn't want to pay the money for the fitting. I said, well, I can wire it all direct. It'll work like it should. Just, you know, if you ever want to take the hood off, you're gonna have to disassemble that wiring set up there. He was cool with it. So, do what you gotta do sometimes. All I'm going to do is go through and one by one see what's what, because I don't have any schematics and it's, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to do what we can do to get him going. If anybody doesn't approve of it, well, so we're just going to start. I got to figure out which one's the ground first of all. I'm betting you that one of these white ones are going to be a ground. Let me get the ground located and we'll come back to you. Now, all I'm after is parking lights. That one, we've also got this one, and that's the only ones that have power. So both of those are going to be your parking lights. So right now I only have the parking light on. So like your up clearance lights, the ones in the front, I don't know why there's two. I mean, they're both positives. I could probably wire them together into one circuit, but I don't really need them. So anyway, I'm going to mark these because I've already got those. Those are for sure parking lights. And then I'm just going to hook my power probe up here to the top. I'll kind of half-ass wire it until I get all the lights right. And then once all the lights are working like they're supposed to, then I'll go through it and butt connect it. But power probe up here. Ouch. And all I really want to do is find out which one of these activates the yeah, I know this isn't the real way to do all this shit, but it is what it is, man. So deal with it. Now we're just going to go through and see if we can activate. That's a ground. Nothing comes on. Alright, there's an outside light. So on this setup, the fender lights and the turn signal operate together. So you're going to want the outside fender light and the one in the middle. So that's a ground. So that's a good thing. I bet you the other black one's probably a ground too. It might be 3 grounds. I don't know. Let's see if I can find the inner one. We've also got one up here on top. Tearing that whole wire and leaving apart to find out what wires go where. So we do know that's a turn signal one, so now I'm going to find the other turn signal. Some of these, like that upper light up there, got 3 wires in it. Let me see if I can see. It might change when they come down through here because they got 2 small greens and a brown, or 1 green and 2 browns. universal ground. They have each individual ground. Let's see if I can get that low beam to come on now. The low beam is also green and a brown. Let's try this one just for shits and giggles. Let's see if we can get something to do something. No. Alright, over here. Is that a ground? Like the main turn signal. So the turn signal, I think that's going to be the positive end of it. Let me see. Yeah, see, I can wire these two together. This is what I'm saying. Let me get it over here. I can run these two wires together. If I were to touch both of these wires to one ground, it'll operate both. That's the front turn signal, the main. But I don't know. Let me look and see it's down all the time with the lights on. I don't think so. So it's got yellow facing forward. So you got to make sure. You got to determine if you've got the low side or the high side when you do that to get it right. So let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, for example, this would be the turn signal only. And this other side, if I was to do what I have, one of them's going to be the low side, like it stays on. That's the high side, so that's the turn signal side. This one doesn't matter. That one's only got one way. So what did I have? Okay, so we're able to get that one. There's going to be the front, and if you notice, it's on the smaller filament. So you got two filaments in there. One's for the parking light, and one's for turn signal only. So you just got to pay attention to what. This one here's the same thing. These two both come on at the same time with the same wire, so that's a good thing. And then I already found the other, just the turn signal. And then we got the chicken lights here that came on, so that's a bonus. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. What I'm after now is, I've already got the parking light addressed. Now what I'm after is the turn signal. So, I think I had it in one of these wires. Let's get this hooked back up. Y'all probably getting motion sickness now, but had it where I touched just one of these wires with the ground, and then the other side come back up. Let me see if I can find it and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I don't know if I'm going to need the ground or not, but if you, both of these operate off one wire. So all I got right now hooked up is the parking lights, and so they operate both those lights off one wire. So I've already got a ground established, and if you notice I touched that one right there between them both, and I can get both those lights to come on. If you see that, and that is your, because this is the high side, that's the, if you notice on this one it's only got a few lights lit up in it, but when you hit the turn signal, well, shit, it comes up with the rest of them. So that's your turn signal side, and then of course it works over here too, the same thing. So let me see if I can take that ground off of there and just give this power. Yeah, so I can just reuse the same ground and find the turn signal side. So right now I'm going to be interested in finding the turn signal side of so one of these wires is going to have power to it, and I'm going to touch that wire. It's already grounded, so it should make that particular light, those lights come on by themselves. I just got to find out which one it is. The risk of getting shocked here, or is that? Come on, baby. Let me get my test on. Alright, well, there's our cluster for now. These are all low beams right now, so we got all the lights are working the way they're supposed to. Right now we're on low beams with the 4-ways. And we're gonna hit the high beams. And it's just that little bulb on the bottom, that's a high beam. It's the same thing for the bottom, for the passenger side. That one little bulb. So we're gonna wire it all up and butt wire it all, or butt connectors. So well, there's the outcome of that. All the lights are working like they should. The next thing I'm gonna do is that reflector thing. I've got this stuff on the truck. So I think it just needs one of these is all, and then I got to repair that. That brake line. I think I'm just going to cut that and then mend it. And that's all that's going to happen on that. I'm not going to get real carried away. The menders are perfectly legal, so they won't say anything about that. Let me see if I can get the camera set up. Guessing that's what this is for. Because it looks like it's fairly new. Let's see if I can slide that. Try to use these little, if I I can. I already showed y'all where it was chafed at, so let me just cut off both sides of that. And I'll put a new zip tie in this thing and reuse it. Get this out. Save that, put a new zip tie in there. So this one's fine. This is the one that's got the chafe in it. So I'm just gonna knock it to right down the middle. And cut off this bad part. That cuts off all the shaped parts. And you just take your little, as long as you use these menders, these brass ones like this, they're DOT. Oh, I got the wrong size, I think. Maybe I didn't. Yeah. It'll be a different one. Anyway, what I was saying, as long as you use these DOT approved, you know, you don't want to put a quick connect in here or anything like that, but these are DOT. As long as they're not, I even use these sometimes on a emergency repair for you know, for a like a trailer. You know, they'll work just good. You know, yeah, it doesn't look as good or what, but they will work. And DOT won't say anything about it. I think just to make this little process a little bit easier, I might try to gonna say is that that brake line goes all the way back to the relay. I don't have any brake line on the truck, I don't think. And this is kind of a just as good fix. Cut that off where I stab myself to death with it. Ideal? Probably not, but we're gonna make it work. get them to bottom out. Probably gonna have to get a smaller. I don't know if that's gonna unscrew on me or not. We'll see. And then on that try to make these the same form. That way I can just get both of them. I got no more. Saying is I'm gonna try to get make sure that sucker stays down in there. Want the crescent wrench to jam up, it doesn't. And the other time it'd be all jammed up, you couldn't get it off. I think I was talking about that reflector up there. I've got one of those white reflectors. I'm just gonna clean the oil off or grease off the back of the cab and plug it in. Should be just fine. I don't know if this is a service side or emergency side. I have to look. Looks like it goes for the service side though. So I'll go in there and step on the brake. Make sure we're not leaking air. We should be good to go. Do is I'll just put this thing here like so, and it should be just fine. Let me get some zippages. soon to be leaving out. And as long as it doesn't touch, you know, I mean, you don't want it touching the whole idea that we're in here is because it was chafed. So. Did that was these little hoses or these little plastic things right now. It's actually beneficial that that metal's sitting there because now I won't do it. So what I am going to do, because I don't like vibration on trucks, period, I am going to throw a zip tie around that just to keep them together so that they're not bouncing around together. Hitting the frame here either, so he'll get plenty of life out of that. So I'd run it. Alright, I'm gonna throw a reflector on there and then we're gonna be done. Well, anyway, that's that. I just put it was just missing that one side, so I don't know why I don't know if that was just done or what's the story on that, but anyway, we're going to wrap this all up. We are done for this one. We're going to move on to something else. So, see y'all later.